Introduction. Money is one of the most misunderstood topics in the world. We all need it, yet most of us are never taught how to manage, grow, or multiply it. Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki bridges this gap by sharing timeless lessons about wealth, mindset, and financial independence. This isn't just a book summary, this is your blueprint to change the way you think about money forever. Let's get started. Lesson 1. The importance of financial education. Imagine growing up with two father figures who give you completely different advice about money. That was Robert Kiyosaki's reality. His biological father, Poor Dad, believed in traditional education. He would say, "Study hard, get good grades, and find a secure job." His friend's father, Rich Dad, had a radically different perspective. You need to learn how money works, build businesses, invest wisely, and make your money work for you. The first lesson of this book is simple. Financial education is the foundation of wealth. Poor Dad was a highly educated man, holding a PhD, yet he struggled financially because he didn't understand how money truly works. Rich Dad, who never completed high school, became a self-made millionaire because he understood the principles of money. So ask yourself, how much time have you spent learning about money? Not just earning it, but understanding it, how to manage it, invest it, and multiply it. If your answer is not enough, it's time to change that. Lesson 2. The rich don't work for money. One of the most controversial ideas in Rich Dad, Poor Dad is this: the rich don't work for money. They make money work for them. At first, this might sound strange. After all, isn't money what we're all working for? Rich Dad taught Kiyosaki that most people are trapped in what he calls the rat race. They work hard, earn money, spend it on expenses, and then work harder to cover those expenses. It's a never-ending cycle. Rich Dad believed in breaking out of this pattern by focusing on building passive income, money that comes in regardless of whether you're actively working or not. He encouraged Kiyosaki to think beyond a paycheck. Instead of asking, "How can I make more money?" he advised asking, "How can I create assets that generate income for me?" Whether it's investing in real estate, stocks, or building a business, the goal is to let money work for you. Lesson 3. Assets versus liabilities. Here's where most people go wrong. They don't know the difference between an asset and a liability. According to Rich Dad, this is the fundamental principle of financial literacy. An asset is something that puts money in your pocket. A liability is something that takes money out of your pocket. Sounds simple, right? But here's the tricky part. Many people confuse liabilities for assets. For example, most people think their house is their biggest asset. But if you're paying a mortgage, taxes, and maintenance, and the house isn't generating income, it's actually a liability. On the other hand, a rental property that generates income every month is a true asset. Rich Dad emphasized this: if you want to build wealth, spend your life acquiring assets. This could be anything from real estate, stocks, and bonds to intellectual property or a business. The rich focus on buying income-generating assets, while the poor and middle class often accumulate liabilities disguised as assets. Lesson 4. Mind your own business. Rich Dad's next piece of advice was this: mind your own business. No, this doesn't mean ignoring other people's lives. It means focusing on building your own financial security. Most people spend their lives working for someone else, whether it's an employer, the government, through taxes, or the bank, through loans and mortgages. Rich Dad encouraged Kiyosaki to start thinking like an entrepreneur, even if he had a regular job. He advised creating multiple streams of income and investing in businesses or projects that align with your passions. Here's the key takeaway. Your job is not your business. It's your stepping stone. Use the income from your job to build assets and create financial freedom. Lesson 5. The power of financial intelligence. One of the most empowering ideas in Rich Dad, Poor Dad is this. Wealth isn't about how much money you make. It's about how much you keep and how effectively you grow it. Financial intelligence is the ability to solve money problems. This includes understanding the basics of accounting, investing, markets, and the law. Rich Dad explained that the rich become richer because they use financial intelligence to find opportunities where others see obstacles. For example, during economic downturns, most people panic and sell their investments. The rich, however, see these times as opportunities to buy undervalued assets. They don't fear losing money because they've trained themselves to manage risk and see potential. Kiyosaki encourages everyone to work on improving their financial IQ. It's not about having all the answers, but about learning enough to ask the right questions. Lesson 6. Work to learn, not for money. Rich Dad's philosophy on work is radically different from the norm. He believed that jobs are opportunities to learn, not just to earn. When Kiyosaki was young, Rich Dad encouraged him to take jobs that taught him essential skills, even if they didn't pay well. Whether it was sales, marketing, communication, or leadership, every job was a chance to build skills that would serve him for life. The lesson here is clear. Don't chase money, chase knowledge. The more skills you acquire, the more valuable you become. And when you combine those skills with financial intelligence, you create unlimited opportunities for growth. Lesson 7. Overcoming fear and greed. One of the biggest barriers to wealth is emotional, fear and greed. Rich Dad explained that most people are afraid of losing money, so they play it safe. They stick to jobs, savings accounts, and low-risk investments. But fear keeps them from growing. On the other hand, greed can lead people to make impulsive, high-risk decisions without proper research. The balance lies in being informed, taking calculated risks, and staying disciplined. Kiyosaki shares this powerful reminder. It's okay to fail. Every failure is a learning experience that brings you closer to success. Don't let fear or greed control your decisions. Let knowledge and strategy guide you. Conclusion. Rich Dad, Poor Dad isn't just a book about money. It's a manual for changing your mindset. It teaches us that wealth is about choices. It's about deciding to take control of your finances, educating yourself, and breaking free from the rat race. So, where do you start? Begin by identifying your assets and liabilities. Invest in your financial education. Take small, calculated risks. And most importantly, start today. As Rich Dad said, the single most powerful asset we all have is our mind. If it is trained well, it can create enormous wealth. So train your mind and let your actions shape your future. Thank you for listening, and don't forget to subscribe for more book summaries that will transform your life.